What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about XRP today. It is the 14th day of November, and here we are, my friends, at about $2.31 with 6 hours and 11 minutes left in the day. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, my friends. We're going to give a brief analysis here on where XRP is going to go. So, as low as we've gone, we went to $2.23. Being here at $2.30, we're only down about a half a percent, 0.7% on the day. Bitcoin itself is down 3.7%. So I was expecting that XRP would move up. I was not expecting that we'd see a lower low today than what we saw yesterday. But we still have a higher low here, whereas Bitcoin has a lower low, right? XRP's price, again, we said it tells the truth. And I think XRP really does tell the truth. Bitcoin, we thought would see a lower low. XRP, we did not see a lower low coming. And the average altcoin, as a result, right, if we look at the others chart, everybody says altcoins follow Bitcoin, and most of the time that's true, but there's times like this where it looks more like XRP, doesn't it? And I'm saying XRP, I'm choosing XRP because whenever it comes to the crypto total market cap, I mean, XRP is the number 4 coin. It's the number 3 coin, really, if we don't include stable coins, which I don't think we should, right? It's very obvious why we shouldn't include stable coins in our analysis, right? It's just the same thing as US dollars, effectively, right, for all intents and purposes. Ethereum saw a lower low, but XRP really does seem to be the arbiter of what altcoins do. I feel like, as odd as that might sound, there's no really connection to XRP. There's no coins built on XRP's chain, or at least not a plethora of coins like on Ethereum or Solana. But I do feel like XRP tells the truth as far as what the expectations are for the market. Anyways, let's move away from that thought. It's just something that I have in my head, right? 6 hours and 10 minutes left. Where we are now, from a low here to a high here, we actually bounced right off the golden ratio. Look at that. Bounced right off of it. It was a perfect reaction. When I say perfect, I mean very perfect. We went down here and bullishly engulfed everything that was down here. We bullishly engulfed it. We've got 2 hours and 10 minutes left. We've got a little red candle right now, but 2 hours, 10 minutes left. We can move up and close green. Absolutely, I think we will. Look at the volume that came in down there too. Perfect area to buy. Very obvious zone to buy. The liquidations for Ethereum are off the rails on the short side. There's no longs at all. For Bitcoin, it's the same thing. Longs are decimated. Shorts are piled on at levels that we haven't seen in a while. For XRP, I wonder actually, what's XRP doing? Probably the same results, right? Just a mountain of longs. There's a little bit more longs than shorts, but in all fairness, it's a lot less liquidity here than what we see with Bitcoin and Ethereum, and the shorts still outweigh the longs by a lot, right? XRP is at a clear area to find support, and I really do believe that anybody who's buying now is going to stand to benefit tremendously by the end of this cycle, you guys, by the end of this year, let alone by the end of the cycle. Let's get into the short-term stuff, the 1 hour time frame here. We'll zoom in, okay? Looking at the 1 hour time frame, the RSI, for all intents and purposes, it's volatile, okay? It's very volatile. Going from oversold to overbought to oversold again, that's very volatile. The RSI doesn't do this, right? Typically, it's like you range. You don't range like this, like overbought, oversold, even though that's what it looks like here, unless you're in these kind of like boring sideways action things, right? Whenever you're trending, you don't typically do this. And I don't know if we're trending yet, but I do think that right now, because of how volatile we've been, overbought, oversold, overbought, oversold, I think that we're going to go to the overbought zone here. And don't get me wrong, we do range from the overbought to the oversold zone, but typically you just don't see this kind of consistent ranging from here to there, right? Typically what you'll get is stuff like this, where you get oversold, then you get oversold again, then you get oversold again, and then you break your trend, and then you get overbought. You know what I mean? Something like that. You'll always go back and forth. I hope I'm not getting people confused, but I know what I'm trying to say. I just don't know how to say it properly. Stochastics are finding resistance here. Maybe we cool down a little bit. Let's just see. $2.30. I mean, we're already cooling down a little bit right here, so that might be it. High to low, 382, 236. Yeah, we're going to move up, guys. I would bet we're at $2.30 now. I bet by the time most of you watch this video, we are probably toward 240 or higher. Unfortunately, my friends, my $3 call by the end of this week, by today, Friday, did not come true, right? We anticipated that this 4 hour look here, the MACD, we anticipated that the break above this would lead to a little consolidation and then a move up afterwards. We did not expect a move down afterwards, but the market as a whole kind of corrected. So that's that's what we can blame it on effectively. The 4 hour time frame, looking at this as far as the RSI is concerned, again, thinking about it here, you are in areas to find support. You're at the same area that we found support before. It's not common to go just from your overbought zone to your oversold zone, overbought, oversold like this. Typically, if you get overbought, you expect to get more readings in the overbought zone. I think that's what we're going to get here. So you got you're finding support down here where we found support before, where we found support before, where we found support before, where I'm sure we found support before back here, or resistance, you know, somewhat of an area of significance. The fact that we got overbought, we did not get oversold, is a good thing. I think we're going to come back up and work our way to the overbought zone over the coming days. Probably next week we will be overbought again, and that's when we should be seeing that move to $3. All right. We were wrong about it this week, but next week $3 should come into view for XRP. The stochastics are somewhat bullishly postured here, right? Both of them are getting outside the oversold zone. That's nice. The stochastics does range typically. We do range from oversold, overbought, oversold, overbought, oversold, overbought. You know, that's typical. It's not typical to do like this kind of stuff where you get overbought, bounce off the 50, and then get overbought again. That's when you're showing strength. But anyways, I don't know why I'm going into such great detail here. I feel like I need to make up for my poor explanation earlier. But anyways, the MACD, add an area to find support, sure, being at the 0 here. Stochastics look good. You have some bullish divergence, and the RSI is also at an area to find support. I think that you do. I think that you do find support, and beyond all of that, we just know that we're at the golden ratio of this relative low to high move there. That's enough for me. It's good enough. I think that we are going to move higher. I would bet by the time most of you watch this video, we're probably above 237. We might even be above 240 and looking to take on prices that are going toward these higher levels here. Okay. Once we break above 270, we should rapidly approach that $3 price. We shouldn't spend too much time between 270 and $3. I think that we will just go right up to $3 and maybe even a little bit below there, or a little bit above there. The daily time frame, looking at this here, the daily RSI, it's kind of interesting, isn't it? Right? Kind of interesting. So you got a lower high here, lower high here. You've got all these lower highs in kind of trajectory here. This one seems to stand out a little bit. Let's see if it does something different, because this one went below the 40. This one went to the oversold zone. This one went to the oversold zone, right? All of these went down to like this area or lower. If you find support here, if you're doing something different in the RSI, you might continue to do something different, right? And that would be good. We could be forming a uptrend right now where we find higher lows and where we find higher highs. Maybe we're in the midst of forming an uptrend. I don't know. The daily RSI, though, overall is neutral but bearishly postured. Let's be fair. So you're not really showing a whole lot of life here, but the daily price action does look good. You're finding support at the exact same area that you found support before, and you're leaving a wick behind, which is nice. The stochastics are here at the 50. It's a good area to find support. Hopefully we do. Again, it's not typical that you do that, but it happens. It does happen, and hopefully that's what we're doing here. You know, when we got oversold here, came up, came back down to the 50, and then we moved up higher. We could be doing the same thing. I would actually very much equate what we did back here to where we are now. I mean, we're even in the same prices. I would very much equate this kind of price action. We've got something like this coming our way probably by the end of the month of November. I would not be surprised at all if by the end of November XRP was back at $3.60 or higher. Okay, I wouldn't be surprised at all. The MACD, there's bullish divergence. We've seen that move play out. There's really not much to go off of with the MACD. I mean, sure, we're green. That's nice, but not really anything to go off of there. Really, the only thing to talk about is it's just the same thing that we've been talking about for months on end, is that we are in this consolidation phase, right? Whatever you want to call it, it's a horizontal consolidation phase. It seems like we're just in a block. We're clearly on the lower ends of this block. If you consider XRP since November of last year, prices from here and below have actually been the most desirable prices, right? Throughout this whole range, let's just actually do this. Let's take a high here to the low of this range. Let's put the low over here, okay? I'm going to put my not a fib on here. Actually, we're going to do a different fib here. Hold on. Where are you? Template. There you are. Not a fib. Because this is not a fib. It's based in the quarter, so 25%, 50%, 75%. I made it Rasta colored, and then I went all the way through. I don't know. I was bored one day, and I don't know how relevant any of these are. But the main focus here, the primary focus, would be the 100 to the 0. Okay, the fibs, the way that these levels are, and this is not a fib again, is that this is 50% of this overall range from a high to a low. We're at the 50% level here. So the reason why I drew it and the reason why I chose the not a fib to do this is that 75% of this range, 25% of this range, 50% of this range. Do you understand? To show you, we are on the lower half of this range. Out of this whole range that we've been in since last November, we are actually in the more desirable moments to buy XRP. And the perspective I'm trying to offer here is, while we are consolidating here in this horizontal channel, while we are ready to break out to the upside, you're at literally some of the better prices. Where if you've DCA'd every single day for XRP since last November, you're at a better valuation now to buy. You're actually at a better dollar cost average now to buy than you typically are. So it's really a desirable price, and I do believe that XRP has some phenomenal growth to go. I do believe that we're going to see. Let's see. Is it good fib? Is it good fib 3? Which one is it? No, we don't want that one. We want maybe good fib 3. That's the one we want. Yes. Okay. From a high to a low of this range. Okay, just this initial high to low, because that high to low won't count. This high to low is the one that we're going to respect. I think that we're going to go all the way up to our money zone, and I've coined it this. If you're looking in the Googles or your Bing.com, you're looking on X, you're reading through your Fibonacci textbooks, whatever they are, you're never going to find anybody calling this area the money zone. All right, if they call it the money zone, they got it from me, because I'm the one that coined this. The 2886 to 3113 is the money zone, and I think that's where we're going to go. It's not called the money zone because we go there every single time. It's called the money zone because in extraordinary movements, whenever you go, when you just don't know when these things are going to stop, it's like they're defying gravity, you almost always stop here. Almost always. Like in those crazy moves, you almost always stop. And I think XRP is going to get that, right? I really do believe it's going to get that. I wonder, is this is probably not a money zone extension here. Probably not, but let's just see. High to low. Yeah, that was a 2272 extension. Not the money zone. But still, pretty crazy move. Pretty crazy move, right? And then here you stop just above your 2272. This would have actually been a clear signal right here whenever you were closing here and you came back down. That would have been a clear signal to sell on that second attempt. But anyways, I don't know why I'm talking so much about things that don't really matter. High to low, all I'm trying to say is we're going to go to 1386 to 1642, somewhere in that range. I've got nothing else for you guys. That likely happens by the end of January. Hit the like button, subscribe, take care of yourselves, take care of your kids. Merry Thanksgiving, everybody. I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye. This time of day, man, because of what time of year it is, right? The sun, instead of going over my house, it's like it's more that way. Like instead of how would I do this with the camera? I don't know. I don't know how to do this, but you know what I mean. Whenever we're in this time of the year, the sun, it's a little bit different. The angle's different. All I'm trying to say is this whole time that I've lived in my house, I've never had to deal with these curtain lines coming in and blinding me or being on the camera. But this time of year, apparently, this is whenever it happens. So every single day when I'm on my last videos at like this time of day, I get hit in the face with these curtains. I kind of like it. It's almost like a natural shielding of my face. Like if I wanted to be anonymous, this would be a great way to do it, right? I don't know. Anyways, it's like a filter. Anyways, I'm talking about myself. Hit the like button, subscribe. I'll see you on the next one. If anybody's wondering why the lights are like this, it's not an intentional design. It's literally the sun is coming through my curtains. Somebody mentioned it in the comments. I just thought I'd talk about it, but I don't notice it until the very last videos. I'm rambling. The low's in, guys. The low's in. While we're rambling, screw it. Let's just talk about some more stuff. Bitcoin, I think, has found its low. We're getting a little bit of volatility here, sure, but I do think that we have found our low. We need to move up higher, absolutely right now. Today needs to be a good day, and going into the following days needs to be a good day. Crypto market, as far as liquidity goes, right, we've got very low levels of liquidity on the longs and on the shorts for Bitcoin and for Ethereum, but we're very heavy on the short side. But when I say low liquidity, we really do have low levels of liquidity for Ethereum and Bitcoin, even on the shorts. Yes, the shorts are piled up high compared to the longs, but this is some of the lower levels of short. Even at these high levels, it's some of the lower levels that we've seen throughout this time since July and August. But longs are decimated. People are fearful, right? We've got high fear right now. After today, I mean, if we close here or around here or even a little bit higher, we're probably going to have extreme fear. The last time that we saw extreme fear on CoinMarketCap, the CoinMarketCap index, was April 7th when XRP, Ethereum, everything put in their lows. It was literally there. I think that we're in that same exact environment now, you guys. And if you want to make the most of this, the best thing you can do is either buy more crypto or just hold, hodl. I got nothing else for you guys, though. I really am just rambling. Take care. I'll see you on the next one. Hit the like button. Bye-bye.